Hey guys, welcome back with another video with Linksy. How are you guys doing? We're doing a Room 2 replay. This was sent in by Janna and Emilio, who played a 3v3 on Alexandria, as it seems. They're playing as the Averachi, there's Macedon, and there's also the Semites, which comes from the DLC of Rise of Rome, which is quite a new DLC. Some really cool units, mostly really strong infantry. I don't know these native Italian hillmen, that's for sure, but then they have very weak missile units to use. The Italian light cavalry, it's quite weak as well, so they're not going to have that much armor, but they're going to hit really hard, especially with their Semite infantry, the elite infantry that is. That can become Lucinian warriors. They have 45 melee attack and then 35 weapon damage. But that said, they're fighting against Egypt over there, Tilis and Galatia, who are all coming into for the fight. I never actually noticed that there were shadows like that in the game. Damn, that's nice. So as we're saying that, artillery is coming in already, going in for the hits. Oh no, those Galatian swords live to fight another day. Well, these guys don't. Well, those legionnaires took a little bit of a beating to the face. The assault is being carried out by siege towers. Interestingly enough, they did not bring any tortoises whatsoever, which are usually a very good idea to break into walled settlements like this. The high walled settlements, you need tortoises, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of troops on the wall, as any sane defender would do. Just put slingers and archers and just shoot your men as they get off the siege towers, while blocking off the ingress down the walls from the staircases over there. But as we're saying this, we're just going to fast forward so we get to the fight. Okay, it seems today FPS is going down. Okay. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it doesn't. I noticed that the Italian cavalry over here is moving out this way, which could prove to be a potential side charge into those Egyptian archers. I'm not sure why you bring Egyptian archers to a fight, as they're much better units, and a lot of Egyptian infantry carrying axemen over there, Torah spears. I imagine he wasted a lot of units on the Thorax and Royal Thorax swordsmen over here on the walls that are already getting in there. Interesting fact about this map is that you can actually bring some units back here. And I do kind of like deploying units out this way and then just retreating and reinforcing that area, because as soon as they start attacking you can run out and beat them. Plus, if they do ignore the fighting walls and just come straight at you, there are three towers theoretically speaking, which can provide you support. Candy and Wonkatsu can tell you all about this. Galatian swords getting onto the walls ready. Some militia hoplites ready to meet them down below, but then there are, well, there's a lot of hoplites and Torah spears. There's some Cretan archers mixed in as well, and native Italian slingers, and some Balearic slingers absolutely going to do a lot of damage. That was a waste of Pila from the mercenary explorers, but this is what I was talking about. Look at those slingers, they're just going to get shooting into this, and these guys are dropping like flies already. There are some troops here, mostly Celtics, which will be able to block any assault from that area, and that's going to stop it. I'm not sure. Oh, whoever played as the Avarachi forgot his artillery. We back there, and it seems the Semites don't get artillery at all. The Lucinian warriors getting onto the walls and they're fighting the Thorax. They should theoretically win because they do have more damage. The one thing that could beat them is the Royal Thorax swords, but we are to see about that. These light cavalry are really out of position right now, and they're going to get shot at by those Egyptian archers, which for some reason are moving really out of position as we speak. While the units get onto walls, let's just catch up and shut up. Have you guys been haven't been doing that much Rome content? That is true. That is true. But I've been focusing on Warhammer, and Warhammer has been very good for the channel. So there's a reason why I'm doing that. Plus, I've been having a blast enjoying the Warhammer content as well. As in, the new DLC came out, and it's been really good fun to play it and enjoy it. Okay, let's slow down the speed over here because stuff is happening. They're getting onto the wall, but again, as we said, like the amount of them that are dying on the walls is just absolutely insane. The militia hoplites here are just doing the job of making sure the towers are neutralized. Same here, just making sure that they don't get captured. Meanwhile, oh my god lord, over on this side, the Mercenary X4 is just getting shot in the back by their own allies. But that's just the way of life. But I was saying, yeah, I'm having an absolute blast, especially with the Draka campaign, with the Drot campaign. I just read this morning that Lord Master of Sotek has also put up another challenge, which I'll probably go for, trying to do the speed run of Trot the Unclean, and trying to get the fastest Trot the Unclean campaign. I think I can do it in 15 to 20 turns. I essentially just need to get 2 mutator vats going on. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the Warhammer stuff and you'll get an idea. But anyway, doesn't mean I'm not going to be doing Rome stuff anymore, not at all. But I'm going to slow down a bit on the multiplayer, as I've done so much of it in the past few months that I need a little bit of break from it. But don't worry, next year we'll bring a new schedule and a new stuff that's going on. But anyway, let's get back to this. I'm not sure why they're not getting off the wall. I understand they're not getting off the walls because they kind of got slaughtered over here. These guys getting a not ridiculous amount of kills, but these slingers should be non-stop shooting into those Celtic warriors and just wiping them off. This Gallatration infantry over there is getting murdered by this Beleriax as well. Some Torx swords and militia hoplites, and hoplites are just fighting over there. More tribal warriors onto the wall over there, and just these Galatian swords are being pushed back heavily. Over on this side, the infantry war is going rather well for the attacker. However, the native Lacunian ambushers are doing a lot of damage on these Royal Thorax swordsmen. Even though they're missing most of their shots, they're actually getting really decent kills, and that Royal Thorax swordsman is a really important unit that shouldn't be squandered needlessly. It seems, unfortunately, the Italian cavalry just did absolutely nothing. The micro was not on point for that. Native Bruti tribesmen are coming in. These guys are very, very low in attack, so that's not going to be much damage there. Linen Legion over here. These are elite units. They're very strong. And Semite Silver Infantry. Now, these are Praetorian Guard level infantry, so having them in reserve is actually a really good idea. The main problem here is if the Semite army falls and collapses, the Macedonian flank is going to get open. These Scutari will have to be diverted and to protect over there. Also, most of the troops are over here for the Avarachi player, and that is a bit out of position, as it could be doing much better stuff being placed over here in the center, since the attack is focused on here. Slingers are doing their best to try and kill these tribals. These tribals are getting slaughtered pretty easily and effectively. Same here, they're just getting surrounded and killed. To be honest though, the assault is going very badly for the attackers, as they are not they're sending waves one by one up, giving time for the defense to reorganize themselves. My cat is being very cuddly today. I am very confused. It's not usually the case. At least he's a happy kitten. But yeah, the attack is going smooth. You can see why they had fun playing this. Quite a clean game till now. These native Italian slingers are now shooting more into the Royal Thorax swordsmen. Troops are doing their thing. Quite a chill game compared to some of our other hectic, chaotic games. Actually, I wanted to ask you guys, do you enjoy the crazy games where we sally out with 60 units of cavalry, or just fights outside the wall? Do you enjoy the games where it's like, you know, a structured fallback style, where we can only commit 10 units to the walls, and then 5 units in the streets, and then like the 5 units at the capture point, and we let them into the city? Because I noticed, and this Greece pointed it out, that people tend to not be on the stream when we just crush the enemy at assault by going into the battlefield and just ruining their day, which is absolutely, you know, fine and dandy, but people don't seem to be liking it because they leave once they got going. It's like, oh, he's doing this again. So just let me know what kind of battles you want to see. We can even try and recreate some battles as well. Not just on Rome, of course, but even on Warhammer or Attila as well. Attila, we can do the 1212 AD battles, which are really good fun. And Shogun I haven't been playing that much. Empire and Napoleon are not my Total War games. I don't particularly like the style, which is absolutely fine. It's just that it's, you know, it's not for me. I know what I like, and that's just about it. Taking more of this opportunity to chat with you guys more than anything, because the game is quite chill. I mean, the defense is doing an impeccable job of holding off all the troops over here. Really good containment zones. Like, this is just absolutely beautiful. Now what they need to do is get the Celtic warriors to come charge into the rear. These troops are shooting. Maybe these Taurus spears as well, shooting in that. There's reserves being drawn in consistently at a very good pace. Really good hold over on this side, and the Macedonian army as well, just absolutely trouncing all these Galatian legionnaires and Galatian troops. There are some units that are shooting from the walls, but these are militia hoplites and Taurus swordsmen. They can take a beating. That's essentially what they were created for. The main issue over here for the defense that I'm seeing is they have no response to those Egyptian archers, which is hilarious, because Egyptian archers are quite bad units. But then again, they still have quite a lot of Samite armored spearmen that can do a lot of damage over there, and even if they lost down here, they should really put a unit of those linen infantry over in this side, even just 2 over there, so the arrow tower can shoot, and these Taurus swordsmen wouldn't really be having a good time. The Lacunian warriors up here are still fighting against the Taurus swordsmen and the Egyptian infantry over there. The Royal Taurus swords over there were broken. Native Italian hillmen over there acting as a rear guard. The Samites should be moving in, but I think that is most I can say as updates. The gatehouse is being recaptured by the Taurus swords over here, and the Syrian heavy archers are shooting in, the rest of the Syrian archers, but I think it's a bit too little too late. They needed some artillery to just break one of these corners or in the center, 2 break-ins, flush in all their troops while supporting archer fires being laid in. These tribal wars and Celtic warriors really not paying for themselves, getting slaughtered by super cheap units, and the elite, quote-unquote elite units, the Iberian swords over there, and the Scutari still being pretty much alive. The Balearic slingers over here have 200 kills. This one is still full ammo, and this one still has very good ammo. They're sending slingers up onto the wall, but they realize that they're getting assaulted to the sides from the Celtics, and so they pull them back. Cretan archers shooting from over the wall, focus firing the Syrian combatants, which also are at a bit of a steep incline over here, so they get shot a little bit more accurately through the arch, and that unit is dying with only 14 kills. This one got a little bit more. It's actually getting those Cretan archers down, but that is a trade I would take any day, because these guys can still shoot into the Syrian archers over there, plus they already are at 81 kills. So there's that. Okay, these should shatter any moment. Even if they shatter, there's not much they can do. The hoplites over here are ready in position. This was essentially cleared up completely. Iberian swords, Jesus, that is really good value. Thracian warriors coming off the wall. Okay, these might possibly be a problem, since this line broke. The X-warriors can get shot, can get charged in the side, but they did not getting charged in the side. They're just simply charging into the Celtics over there. These slingers should be able to take care of them very easily. Galatian swords getting shot with Pila into their flanks, dropping like flies over there. Not a very good place you want to be. Up here on the walls, the Galatian swords are trying to use their Pila. To be honest, they should really just move and scuttle through that, and gives themselves a little bit more time. The Samite armored spearmen are holding off the remainder of the Taurus over there. Taurus spears and other troops are coming into their rear. That's not going to be a great idea. The native Bruti tribesmen are retreating, and it seems he's leaving these units for their fate. To be honest, the Samite armored spearmen should just fall back and hold this gap. Troops are coming down this way. There are the native Brutis are just charging into the sides of the Egyptian infantry. I think they win this fight? No, they don't. Egyptian infantry have more armor. That is something to be worse than Egyptian infantry. Galatian legionnaires over there are breaking. Same goes with this. They are down to 57 men. Tribal warriors over there are going down. The Thracian warriors managing to get a decent amount of kills, but now they're getting cycle charged instead of them cycle charging, which is bad for their health. Tribal warriors over there getting shot in the rear by the troops on the Simba, sir. You're inspecting the screen. I can't see what is happening if you're in front of it, you know. I mean, then again, you are an absolutely gorgeous sight, Simba. He's grown way larger than he was. He's a thick boy, but he's also a big boy. He's been eating like crazy. He has this thing where before he's going through a growth spurt, he'll spend a week eating 3 times the amount of food he normally eats, and then all of a sudden he is just much larger. Like, he just grows like 2-3 inches in one go. Fresh tribal warriors coming in. Slowly these troops are getting, you know, burnt out, but they have really paid for it. 140 kills of mercenary Celtics. Beautiful. I believe this is also the Caesar and Gaul DLC, which does seems the DLC factions were allowed in to fight, which makes kind of sense because the average Averachi is kind of weak compared to the other factions or what it could be. The Caesar and Gaul DLC adds that little extra troops, basically the Celtic warriors, which balances it out quite beautifully. Native Brute dying to the Royal Taurus. Royal Taurus are 200 kills. These guys are heavy hitters and can do quite a bit of damage. Fortunately, the Semite warriors are not really getting into position, and the Taurus spears over here doing quite a lot of damage. These guys are holding on. They are fighting. They're actually killing units very effectively over there. I'm surprised how well they're holding on to their line. They're not even that exhausted, and they're fighting from both ends, so they're quite dealing with it quite heavily. Over here the tribals are not having that much fun. More tribal wars are being plunked in, and the Oathsworn and the remaining tribals are in. There's just how many tribals? It has 4 years of tribals left, Oathsworn, and he still hasn't gotten off the wall. Usually in Alexandria this is a kill zone like no other. It's not usually advisable to use it at all, as it tends to do a lot of damage. Now, I'm not entirely sure what those Royal Taurus swordsmen are doing, as they could really easily just come this way. The Linen Legion is moving in to intercept and block. Semites over here, Semite Armored Spearman, is also managing to come up to second line of defense. As we said, the Scutari came in for the assault, and Scutari will do relatively well against the Royal Taurus swords. That's mostly due to the armor piercing the Scutari have, which would melt the Royal Taurus swordsman quite effectively. Now, this is something I learned ages ago, but you do not leave Royal Taurus swordsman absorbing ammunition. That is something you don't want to do. Every one of these guys costs a lot. Every individual model relatively costs a lot. The main issue that I'm seeing here is that because the Scutari had to be moved down that way, there is a lack of units to hold off the tribals. This is necessary. Just a few holding units. There's some Taurus spears that have been plunked in over there. The mercenary Celtic warriors are holding their line for a while over there, but it is not looking good for the average player running out of troops over there. Cretan warriors are coming in, and the Taurus, the Macedonian still has reserves. It still has a few troops back here which are not fully used. So that's some Taurus swords back there, and has his companion cavalry, which was not used at all. To be honest, now would be a great time to just sally out these troops, try and kill the general, and then get the companion cav, run out and smash these archers. Yeah, go for those archers. They're completely unprotected, and your companion cav has an incredible 76 charge bonus. If you ever seen me play with Macedon on campaign, you'll notice the amount of damage Macedon does is astronomical because of their companion cav. Basically go companion cav, slingers and pikemen, and you'll do the damage that you need. Even though companion cav are a pain to get, you could get your general, and that would be absolutely more than enough. Linen Legion charging in over here, getting into the rear of those Egyptian infantry. The Royal Taurus noticing that they've lost quite a few of their men, so they've pulled back. And I've dropped some of my coffee. Let's wipe that off. And now they are just pulling back, trying to coalesce. They know that they're losing. The balance of power is actually quite heavily in favor of the, I would say in favor of the defense, but sometimes it acts weird and glitches out. I'm not sure who is who, as I am looking at this from a defense perspective, so it's technically meant to be the yellow, but the defense seems to have more troops left. But again, it could be that the ammunition that's left for the Celtic slingers over there and all of these Syrian archers and Egyptian infantry, Egyptian archers over here could be giving a skewed balance of power perspective to the attackers. Now that said, even though Macedon and Avarachi pretty much won this fight, the companion cav charging into the rear of those tribal warriors, there is going to be a bit of a problem over here, since the Egyptian army has pretty much crushed the Samites outright, and that means that any reserves that there were not going to be present for the fight that is coming for this side. There's still some units here, and again the cavalry should be outside cleaning up those archers. Now it's a bit too late, because it would have done a lot of damage, slowed down, and made the Egyptian player panic and pause in his step. That said, there are slingers coming in, they're shooting into the flanks of the Scarian X-Men. The Linen Legion are doing a lot of work against those Royal Toraks. They are holding the line. They're wearing linen, Royal Toraks are wearing, scale armor, but damn, spears doing damage. Over back here, the Linen Legion's coming in to block the Royal Toraks coming that way. Now the problem is those guys can just waltz up right this way and get into the center. The semi-silver infantry should be blocking that path as well. There's an encirclement happening over here. The native Italian slingers are trying to move around this unit. The semi-armored spearmen are holding their line very effectively. The Scutari coming here to stop the Egyptian infantry from coming around. The Egyptian infantry will break really quickly, and then hopefully the Samites could be able to either get into the Carians or into the side of the Star Spears. The native Italians charging into the Egyptian infantry. Celtic slingers in melee have not fired a single shot over there, and the cavalry, Capiconian cavalry and noble horse are trying to burn down the gate. That's sad to see, especially since the gate is owned by Macedon, so that means they are gonna take damage like no other. Over here, the Oathsworn are in. They are in melee with the Balearic slingers. They're gonna kill the Balearic slingers, absolutely, and especially with the tribal war support. But keep in mind, these guys are 150 kills. That's really good. These guys still have almost full ammo. The Cretan archers over here are taking damage, but I believe they're out of ammo. Yes, they killed 162, 64. It's not actually the worst thing ever. Iberian swords, 100 kills. Tribal warriors trying to give space for their allies to kill, but essentially, Thracian warriors. Oh, that companion cavalry, that was not a smart move by the Macedonian player over there at all. Again, tunnel vision, I imagine that's what it is. Not the smartest thing. Celtic warriors, Celtic slingers need to be focused down by any and all remaining ammunition. And these guys are out of ammo. Noble cavalry coming in now. It's not a good idea. Sama, Scutari coming in through the rear. The arrow tower firing. I'm hoping the arrow tower is firing at the Royal Torak swordsman. It doesn't seem to be the case, because that definitely would help the Linen Legion. Again, the Linen Legion should win this, as in they have starter stats and everything, and it seems they also got a charge, so that's great. Over here, the Linen Legion is being beaten back, but that is after repeated units of Royal Torak swordsmen being charged in. I think this is the second unit of Royal Torak swordsmen. The Scutari charging into the Carian X-Men from the flank, and they didn't. Their charge stopped. The Linen Legion unfortunately breaking. That is going to cost a lot. Some Torak swordsmen coming in to support the Samites over there, but it seems the Samite army has been essentially beaten down completely, and not much can be done from that angle. That artillery over there could have done a bit more. This general needs to commit at this point, as it is it's time to commit. They need these troops to come in and fight. They shouldn't really just give up the wall after they've done such a beautiful hold at all. The Oathsworn over here, 109 kills. The Celtic warriors on the wall still doing damage, which is great, but yeah, now they're messing up once their defense fell. They did sally out the hoplites against this cavalry, and that's actually a really good idea, as we discussed earlier. So there's 9 minutes left to the fight. It seems that currently that the main mosh pit of fighting is down there. The Egyptian realizes that he can possibly bring his troops down this way and start shooting into the rear of those Scutari. The Scutari are fighting the Royal Taurus, but the victory would happen. Wait, they're shooting peel onto the back of their own guys. That's not smart. Yeah, they're actually killing their own guys. They're not a lot, but just enough. That helps the Thorax over there to win. Thorax would have lost eventually in that. The main issue is that no more troops left. This is all that's left from this side, which is fine. Okay, the noble cavalry coming in through the rear slams into those Celtic warriors, Celtic slingers over there, and they will probably slam into the back of these tribals, and that's going to do a lot of damage. My cat. And that's going to be great. The hoplites over here are just being a pain in the ass because they've protected the gates from being burned down, and the arrow towers are just finishing off the Galatian general over there. Egypt slamming into the Thorax swords over there with the remainder forces it has. The native Italian slingers coming in rear, charging into the general, not really going to do much. Honestly, the companion cavalry needs to come this way, needs to go down from here and start rear charging all of these troops, because this is breaking. It should have done so ages ago, and that is really shockingly bad use of the companion cavalry over there. The noble horse over here is killing the remainder slingers that are off the walls. These guys held the line over there for a while. It seems the Italian general died, so their army is breaking. That Galatian army is breaking as well. Balance of power is shifting heavily in favor of the defense now, as essentially wiping that out was all that was needed. The Scutari over here doing very well. These guys as well, considering how the price difference between the two units is extreme. And they might actually win unless they get surrounded. They might actually win. Samite armored spearmen coming back and charging into the rear of the Carian X-Men, hopefully. Companion cavalry general honestly could do a YOLO charge into the Carian X-Men and no one would be wiser. Hoplites out here are 342 kills on hoplites. Jesus Christ, I never thought I'd see that. That is something. Wait, I haven't checked. 200 kills. Gee, I think that's the 393 kills on Thorax Swordsman. Wow. 365 kills on Thorax. Wow, that is some micro. Okay, I forgive you for not using general properly. That is damn nice. And there's still noble cavalry over there. Scutari doing their thing. Now, honestly, just charge in and do your thing. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain. They beat the Linen Legion somehow. I have no idea how, but they beat the Linen Legion. Yeah, they won't be winning this fight because they're getting rear charged now, so they're gonna shut really quickly, especially since it's a Royal Thorax Swordsman. 27 charge bonus into the rear. As you can see, their kills are just shooting up. These guys are breaking, but this is broken because of the Pila from the Scutari, and there's only Taurus spears over there. The Carian X-Men are getting shot at by the arrow towers, and they haven't lost a single guy yet. Wow, that is rare. There's still some Taurus spears back in. Jeez, bring these heroes back in, dude. They've done damage. They have done a lot of damage. There's still some troops on the wall. These Celtic slingers could prove to be a pain in the ass, but I don't see how Egypt could pull this off. Doesn't have the troops. He has some ammunition. Guess if he killed all three generals could do, but then again, these Summit Silver infantrymen are very strong, and there's still a decent amount of Scutari on the battlefield. That could just do it. Now, the main issue is that these Celtic boys are not being taken care of at all, so I'm not sure about that. They're neutralizing this arrow tower, which is annoying. No, they didn't manage to neutralize it. Well, ripperoni pepperoni. So there's still 5 minutes of this fight. We're just gonna fast forward and see what happens. So both sides are retreating to form their ranks again and then preparing to charge in. Interestingly enough, he's sending troops round to the back. Okay, he's sending troops into this, trying to possibly sneak in through the back. but the silver infantryman will be able to deal with that. To be honest, he should have sent troops through this little hallway and little corridor between the two temples, and that does things. That does a lot of things. They're not doing so. Charging in with the cavalry, right? That charge by the cavalry over there, that's beautiful, killing all those Egyptian archers. And honestly, the Carian X-Men is not going to have a good time. Pila coming in and arrows coming in from more Egyptian archers over there. But now the companion cavalry coming in, and I'll just fast forward. We know what's going to happen. Companion cavalry just cleaning up a house over there, getting some kills, retreating. Honestly, they should just be charging in with everything they have. Over here, the Semites are enabling their abilities. Every single ability. What does this do? Killing spree. Increased weapon damage for an extended period of time. Jesus, that's almost 100 damage per hit. Yeah, these Royal Toraks have no chance. They're getting slaughtered. Apart from their, they've been fighting for a while. These guys have almost 100 damage. Actually, no, that is 100. That is 120 damage. So 61 weapon damage and 60 melee attack. That is madness. The defense is taking its time. Is just letting the attacker trying to come in, like find a gap. Yeah, not using the gap between temples. The Scutari just charging in. Carian X-Men won't hold for long. These guys are the only real contender that's left. Charging by the cavalry and murdering that Carian X-Men. Once the Carian X-Men general breaks, all of this will break, and that is it. And battle. So Janna, 3,120 kills. Jesus. Okay. So that guy did kills. That guy did kills. That guy. Okay. So I had 3 really good units. No, 420. 420 Thorax. 4 really good units that did a lot of work. His archers did okay. Unfortunately, this one died earlier, but that was because he was fighting against tier-less swings archers over there. From the attackers, it seems Bill Coates did the best, but then again, he was fighting much lower units, and his army wasn't the most optimal, but it kind of worked out, because he was fighting Sir with his army. Honestly, I would have not gotten these units. There are better units you could have gotten, like some more silver infantrymen, and then maybe even the just Semite infantrymen, which are really good. Laconian warriors are okay, but then the hellmen and everything else is just why. More slingers as always. Emilio doing also very well with 2,700 kills. His slingers doing absolutely stellar work, and all of his units just generally doing well. His general doing very good. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to send me a replay, send it over on Discord. To do that, just join Discord from the description, and I'll check it out. Just tell me what generally happens in it, and I'll check them out. Again, I'm uploading only 2 per week now, not that much, but yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a lovely day. Bye bye.